today we're going to be looking at the reason why my XJ40 failed the MOT. So I'll be going into detail about this in a little more detail in the video that's coming up. But what we actually tried first was bridging all of the low brake pad warning connectors. This obviously didn't work, so we had to move on to actually removing the dash cluster and popping out the pins that control the low brake pad warning. And we'll be going into detail in that in a little moment. If you do actually have this very same issue, the first thing to actually do is to bridge off all of the low brake pad warning connectors, and then if that clears the error, you can then unplug each one in turn to see which one is actually causing the problem. And if you actually find it's down to an individual connector sensor, you can actually just replace that sensor and then put all the others back to normal. If that does resolve the issue, then that's great. If it doesn't, then you actually have to start looking at the instrument cluster, and there are two wires which actually run into that, and we'll be going into more detail very shortly. So please enjoy the video, and don't forget to hit the like button and also to subscribe. Thank you. Good afternoon, and I thought we would do a quick video today explaining why my XJ40 failed the MOT, and then also explaining what we had to do to get it to work again. Now, the only failure on the MOT was that the low brake pad warning on the VCM was illuminated. Now, last year that would have passed, it wouldn't have caused an issue because the pads are fine and it's just a warning. However, this year, since May 2018, any warnings of this sort of nature need to be rectified, otherwise they are classed as major defects on the MOT, so in other words a fail. Something else that would need to be sorted out is, say for example, if you had the headlamp leveling switch within the car, which obviously activates motors on the headlamps to level them out depending on how much load you've got. That is something else that now needs to be resolved if it's not working, even if the headlights are at a correct angle and can be adjusted for beam, etc. The actual switch and those motors need to function. So if you do have one of those, it's worth parking in front of a garage door or parking in front of a wall when it's dark and just activating the switch and making sure that the headlamps go up and down. Also, if you do have low brake pad warning illuminated, it's worth investigating why that's on, if it isn't just the pads. So if the pads are obviously low, then you have to replace those. But if they're not low, then you'll need to get that sorted out. So what we actually have here, and a bit of this wiring diagram I've been focusing on, is the continuity circuit, which serves the brake pad low pad warning. So we have 6, 7, 8 and 9, which are the sensors at the wheels. We've got this continuity loop, and that continuity loop goes into this large section here, number 22, which is actually the VCM. And the wiring is on B54-2 and B54-3. If we look at the diagram here, we can say that 6, 7, 8 and 9 are the pad sensors, and 22 is the VCM. And somewhere on here I think we actually have the colours that we're looking out for. So let's have a look. So obviously we've got our circuit here, and we're looking at oh, hang on a minute, let's open it up again. I think it's B54, no, hang on. B54-2 and B54-3. So let's take a look and see what colours we're looking out for. So here we have a brief description of the brake pad low symbol warning. The brake pad low indication is shown when a brake pad has worn low. The symbol has an amber surround and is operated by a continuity loop connected between B54.2 and B54.3. And that's the warning that you would see on the VCM. So to try and find the colours, I've actually gone to one of my other manuals, and if we look at number 67, which is the VCM, we can actually see that we have a DN and OS. Now I believe that OS is an orange wire with slate stripes, and DN is going to be possibly dark, let me have a look, dark brown, dark brown. So we're looking at an orange slate wire, so an orange wire with slate or grey stripes, and a dark brown wire. In the end, these wires were actually taped off, so they were popped out of VCM and taped off so that they couldn't make contact with each other. In the end, that actually did resolve the issue, so there is no longer any low brake pad warning error coming up on the VCM. It does sort of suggest that there is possibly a break in the wiring somewhere, or my sort of theory is that one of the connectors has sort of become full of dirt, etc. I mean, there is a lot of wax oil and dinitrile under the car, so it's quite possible that one of the connectors has been made dirty through ingress of that substance. Anyway, that's it for today. Just a short video. Hope you've enjoyed it. Hope you find it useful. I'd like to thank you all very much for watching, and also to consider subscribing for more upcoming fascinating hobbies. Thanks for watching.